In February 1945, Martin Bormann, private secretary to Adolf Hitler, read a letter from his wife. It said, "One day the Reich of our dreams will emerge. In some ways, this reminds me of the Götterdmmerung in the Edda. The monsters are storming the bridge of the gods. The citadel of the gods crumbles, and all seems lost, and then, suddenly, a new citadel arises, more beautiful than ever before. We are not the first to engage in mortal combat with the powers of the underworld, and that we feel impelled, and are also able, to do so should give us a conviction of ultimate victory." The idea was that even though the Nazis might undergo a Wagnerian apocalypse, they would return from the dead, more powerful and glorious than ever. The Nazi phoenix must burn in order to be reborn. The Berliner Philharmoniker Orchestra was still giving regular concerts as World War II came to its bloody end. In the final days of the war, the musicians were threatened with being drafted into the Volkssturm, the People's Storm, the army for all of those not in the actual German army, comprising boys and old men. Albert Speer, a senior Nazi, managed to have the musicians excused from military duty. On the 16th of April 1945, just weeks before the end of the Third Reich, the Berliner Philharmoniker performed for the last time in Nazi Berlin. Albert Speer was there. Hitler wasn't. Hitler was locked in his Fuehrer bunker where he spent the last 4 dismal months of his life. This grotesque malignant narcissist had to stew in his own juices and suffer total narcissistic mortification. Suicide was his last desperate narcissistic play to leave the world on his own grandiose terms. The Philharmoniker, very appropriately, played Wagner's Götterdmmerung as their final performance, the perfect apocalyptic finale for the Third Reich. The gods had to perish, did they not? There has never been a more extraordinary concert than this one. Was it the most poignant music ever? Because the theme had come to life. The music was genuinely conveying the end of the world for the Nazis. The music was most carefully chosen. Richard Wagner was Hitler's favorite composer, and Götterdmmerung was the only music you could play as the world died, as everything burned down around you. The immolation scene, depicting the world of the gods destroyed by fire, was a perfect mirror for the Third Reich as it too went up in flames. At the end of the concert, Hitler Youth held out baskets containing cyanide capsules. Should the audience have killed themselves right there and then? Donald Trump will end up in a Fuehrer bunker. What will be the final song of his regime, as his Trumpler youth hand out the poison pills? How about They Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar? But it will probably be YMCA by Village People, the perfect camp, kitsch way to bring the Trumpelvinskin experiment to an end.